Part 7. Shadows in the World Beyond. Maya stared at her reflection in the cracked mirror, the silver glow in her eyes a stark reminder that her ordeal wasn't over. The orb was gone, but its power lingered within her. She could feel it, humming just beneath her skin. Her bedroom looked the same, but it felt off. The air was too still, and the shadows in the corners seemed darker than they should have been. She turned away from the mirror and froze. A faint outline shimmered against the wall, Kale's silhouette. "I warned you, Maya," his voice echoed, though he wasn't physically there. "You can't escape me, no matter where you go." Maya clenched her fists. "You don't scare me anymore, Kale." His laughter was cold and sharp. "Oh, you should be afraid. You've stolen from me, disrupted the balance of realms, and unleashed a power you can't control. Do you think the orb chose you because you're special? It chose you because you're convenient." The silhouette faded, and the room returned to silence. Maya sat down on her bed, her mind racing. Kale wasn't lying. She had no idea what she was dealing with. But she also couldn't ignore the power within her. Before she could think further, the silver light in her eyes flared, and a wave of dizziness washed over her. The next moment, she wasn't in her room anymore. She was in a city. But it wasn't like any city she'd ever seen. Towering buildings twisted into impossible shapes, their surfaces rippling like water. The streets were empty, save for the occasional flicker of shadowy figures that disappeared as soon as she tried to focus on them. "You've crossed into the veil," a voice said behind her. Maya turned to see the shadowy figure who had helped her in the spire. Its red eyes glowed faintly, and its form seemed more solid now, less smoke and more substance. "The veil?" she asked. "The space between realms," the figure replied. "You've bonded with the orb's power, and now it's trying to stabilize. But the veil is dangerous for those who don't belong. Why am I here?" You've drawn Kale's attention, and worse, you've made yourself a beacon for the Warden's remnants. They'll come for you, and they won't stop until they've reclaimed what you've taken. Maya's chest tightened. "So, what am I supposed to do? Fight them all off?" The figure stepped closer. "No, you need to master the power of the orb. Only then will you stand a chance against Kale, and against what's coming." "What's coming?" she asked. The figure's eyes dimmed. Kale was right about one thing. The orb is not just a source of power. It's a key, and you've unlocked a door that was meant to remain closed.